that.
10 seconds remaining.
And also, he's going to be able to get this Witch Doctor on the back line.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, Dire, what are they looking for? I mean, we spoke about how Sand King can be played in that 4 of the 3 role. But I wonder how... I mean, Centaur is still in the pool if they want to go back for that. Doesn't seem the greatest into the Jug. I mean, it's okay, but even then, there's... I feel like a Sand King Centaur matchup isn't the greatest. Lesh got banned out as well, so you're not going to see something like that. What are Dire looking for here? They don't have any lane shove. But even then, I mean... potentially something like a Legion. Okay. So they're going to be able to purge off the sticky napalm charges with the press the attack. That's, I guess, a way to stop the Jug TPing with the Jewel, but even then, I mean, at least you have something. Can get rid of the stuns as well. It's actually a really good matchup to the Batrider, I should say. I mean, I'm pretty sure the press the attack is a strong dispel, so you can get rid of the lasso. So Legion is a really good way to deal with that. A lot of the time, supports are the ones that to be able to purge off any of the abilities, but of course Legion, that off lane, which is a hero we don't see a lot, but it is very situational. Looks like a really good game as well for the Legion. You're going to be able to blow up the Grimstroke, which is a lot of their combination. And I wonder now for Radiant if they want to go for... they're still lacking some lane shove as well. I guess you do have the Grimstroke, but Alina looks really good here. A way to burst down the Wraith King. You've got the Laguna Blade with that Grimstroke. Potentially a Pugner. A lot of save coming through. You're going to get the double life drain, but also the Decrep is a great way to stop the dual damage. Can help push down towers. Wonder if we'll see an OD getting banned. I mean, it got banned last game as well. That last ban. We spoke about how the Astral is a really good way to stop the Batrider from getting, you know, that lasso off. Even though you do have the Legion, I mean, Astral is going to be able to save someone. So just having multiple saves is a really good way to go up against the Bat. Just in case, you know, if you have one save, then maybe that person gets jumped and then makes it really hard to protect him now. Also, it's going to stop, you know, this Omni Slash damage. You can, you know, put yourself under. The only issue is, like we spoke about, it's not the greatest matchup versus the Doom. You need all your abilities to actually have any input in the team fight and output any damage. So, trying to look at what else. I mean,
Dire team pick.
they banned the Pugner. Okay, we spoke about Radiant. I think Pugner would have been great this game. Double life drain and also a great way to deal with the Legion Jewel. So Dire recognize that they're going to get it banned. And I guess with the Pugner ban, this does now more allow potentially an OD getting picked up. Because Pugner is one of the best counters to the Outward Devourer.
Outworld Devourer.
There you go. And now Radiant Puck is one of the greatest matchups as well into the OD. It's either Pugner or Puck to deal with the OD. Just because, of course, you have a built-in silence. We spoke about how OD really reliant on his abilities. They do have a fair bit of catch for the Puck. I mean, can dodge the Wraith Fire Blast and also the Cask. It's not that easy to dodge Burrow Strike. But there's your lane shove coming through. I think they can go back for a laner as well if they want to. We spoke about just another great way to push out the lanes. You got the double Laguna Blade. Or do they want to play mid, however? I feel like you want to try and get as much out of this Grimstroke ulti as possible. Because he doesn't care if he dies. As long as he gets that ultimate off, he's going to be fine.
Sniper. You may now select your heroes.
Okay. So we've been seeing Sniper getting picked up a lot throughout the qualifiers just because of how good of a matchup it is into Drow Rangers and Medusas. It's also extremely good into OD just because you have better attack range. You're able to, you know, stand your distance. You have a lot of frontliners as well. Jug's going to help out. You know, you can run in and Blade Fury. You got Doom as well, crazy tanky. It will be a 4 Doom as well. The only issue I'm seeing with this sniper is that Wraith King probably gets a blink. Legion's going to get a blink. Sand King needs it. So there's definitely 3 blinks getting picked up on Dire. And whether OD goes for Hurricane Pike and blink, that's up to him. But they've got a lot of way to catch the sniper, and there's not a lot of defense for him. Like, you have no save coming through where, like, on the side of Dire, they got press the attack and the voodoo. So I'm a little worried about the sniper. Even how well Power played last game, I mean, they absolutely steamrolled the Dire side. Even then, I much rather the lineup they have this game. I think it's a lot better. This sniper pick just doesn't seem to add up to me. They need to jump him though. That's a big issue. If they just leave the sniper unchecked in these team fights, then I'm not sure how then they will deal with him. But it's going to be a reasonably good matchup mid. I tell you what though, because it's going to have that increased range, and also it's really annoying OD playing into a sniper mid. Because, you know, if you constantly try and get the Astral off mid, try and, you know, maybe run up and Astral the sniper, well, if he can get some headshot procs and just push him back, then it makes it really awkward to play around. But they're going to smoke up and run right up the high ground here. They scout out Max, so this should be an easy D ward. Velo might have to pop the Firefly early, and he will, actually. Astral's going to hold him in. I don't know if it'll be enough. Boom is going to try and rotate over with the Burrow Strike, but I think they needed Wraith King to set up first with the stun to allow the Sand King. I mean, Burrow Strike level 1's got a tiny cast range. So this forces Velo to get Firefly level 1, which is not what you want on a Batrider. A lot of the time you want Sticky Napalm. So I wouldn't be surprised if Velo maybe tries to pull the Creep Wave. And they also give him the D ward as well, which is kind of surprising. A lot of the time you give it to the mid laners just for, of course, the golden experience you get from it. But it looks like they're just allowing him to tango that one up. But Dire going to try and get aggressive on the high ground as well. They have a lot of kill potential with their stuns, so Radiant have to be careful with their positioning. Looks like they'll be fine. Box taking a good chunk of damage as well, but it looks like in the meantime it's going to be a 3-for-1. Legion was actually able to get that. Velo Fireflied early as well, and with going for the boots and the tangos, I mean, you have not a lot of regen right now, so a few more Fireflies and you're going to be out of mana. I know. Oh, actually, what's happening mid? Paulson just right clicking up the Sand King here, both just sitting around mid trying to help out. Nothing to say, however. We'll get Astral here, Boomy. The stun is on cooldown. Velo's trying to make his way all the way around, and I was about to say this, a lot of the time, you know, early on Batriders, a few times we saw them level up Firefly just early so they could go all the way around and do exactly what he's doing now. He's not going to be able to, I don't think he actually kills his Creep Wave with level 1. I mean, it does barely any damage, but at least it pulls it away from the lane like we spoke about. That's probably what he was doing. But with 2 supports from Dire up here, it's going to make it very hard for the Batrider to do a whole lot. And it'll be interesting to see how much Doom can help out as well. He did go for the Hadouken. So he does have the Unholy Aura. So he's going to be able to trade a fair bit of right clicks already. How is Bok going? Bok is, looks like it's going to be solo up against a Jug and the Grimstroke. It's an interesting matchup. I mean, he's going to get harassed a fair bit. They got kill potential as well. You know, Jug has very good movement speed already. And also pair that up with the Ink Spell. So I wonder if Faded, you know, if he gets boots, which he, sorry, once he gets boots, and then Winter already hits 2 now. So they have a fair bit of kill potential on the Legion. He's got to be careful with his positioning. He does have a great way to harass them out though. And you see Batrider. Okay, so he does hit level 2 now. This is very big for him. But even then, I mean, he's missing, he's not getting a whole lot right now. And this is leaving a Wraith King solo. We saw what a Wraith King could do. They're also going to be able to de-ward that pull camp. So just constantly allow the Creep Wave to be underneath the tower. The Boomy is finally going to rotate down now to potentially help out the Legion. Does have a DD. They can find something out of this. So he's just going to go for his own pull. In the meantime, right now, not a whole lot of aggression. Exactly what we're speaking about. Once again, the headshot procs coming through. It's so hard for Mac to just, you know, get the Astral on the sniper. And having this increased range, I wonder if he even gets shrapnel points. This will be interesting to see how Sniper wants to level this up here. A lot of the time we've seen, you know, like a 202 build. Maybe just, you know, not even any points in the shrapnel, going for your passives. It really depends. Velo top. Look at the Maledict out. Wraith King does have the stuns. Gonna hold him. Place a lot of damage on Velo. Don't think he ticks out here. Maledict is only level 1, but he's going to take a lot of damage for this. And this is, I mean, we spoke about him going for the boots first with Tangos. He doesn't have a whole lot of regen. And Witch Doctor's sitting on the backline as well, just kind of posturing in case he has enough gold, you know, potentially get a bottle, but he's going to go all the way back. So I like the idea of the bottle, just recognizing, I mean, you need, actually Boomy, he's going to get brought down here with his survivability on cooldown, and now Faded's just able to chase him down. That's without Winter, and that's a solo kill for Faded. So level 4 now, a great way to start for the Juggernaut. Is about to have FaZe coming out as well, so we spoke about just the increased movement speed to catch the Legion, but she's incredibly fast. 383 with brown boots, top lane. Cost going to bounce around here. Looks like Doom will get brought down. Boom is going to rotate on top as well, but it's not needed. Bella's going to try and get a return kill on the Witch Doctor. He's going to go for a TP out here. He turned around for this. Woo! Very close. Almost gets brought down there. We actually saw him turn around and then TP in with the sticky napalm. Just that reduced turn rate actually almost bring him down. Bella's going to take a lot of damage, however, up top. They got the skeletons. Burrow Strike as well. Are there body blocks out with a Firefly on cooldown? Velo is going to be able to get out of range. But we spoke about, I mean, he was just forced to go back to base here. And also bought out for a lot of regen. You know, 2 mangoes, some extra tangos, and also a salve. So he's not going to be anywhere near that bottle. I like how Faded was playing positioning as well. I mean, it's just a small things. He could pull this creep wave all the way down to the bottom, but you see he's playing around the high side of the tower just in case Legion wanted to run through like that and contest this pull. He does get there in the end because he ran all the way around, but he missed a lot of experience for that and potential gold. They're going to try and pressure him out here with the bounty as well. Meanwhile, top, Dire doing the similar thing. Boomy, of course, should be able to get this. Actually doesn't have enough mana for the Burrow Strike. So in the meantime, looks like it's going to be a 2 for 2. Well, it's going to be careful how far he oversteps here. With the double stun and Maledict as well. It is like a lot of damage. Polison, but we've seen Dooms on this position 4. It's a little worrisome if you don't get these early rotations and you don't really feel the big impact on a Doom. Like, he's not getting any experience. As long as if you can hit that level 6, then that is just pretty much one hero dead. But it looks like he's just kind of being that bodyguard for the sniper mid, who's gonna try and, you know, push in the lane so the OD will rotate back. Boomy's gonna join them as well here. Looks like gonna have an engagement near Burrow Strike to hold him in with the TP rotations from the Witch Doctor. The car's going to bounce around, but they got to be careful now. Shrapnel, level 2. They'll find the Sand King. They'll turn their attention to Witch Doctor as well. The assassinate is going to be enough, and they bring him down. 2 kills for the Radiant side. They're going to continue the push mid because this Siege Creep is still alive. Now, what can they do to actually deal with this? Mac's going to try and get in range, but even then, you just don't want to get on top. They got the Ink Spell. Will the creep stun him up? Actually, got the movement speed slow thanks to the Shrapnel. The stun's going to hold the Doom in place. They need one more right-click Polisum. Can they get in time? Assassinate's going to be there, and without the Astral, he can't put himself under. So they'll get the kill. Polisum survives as well, and this mid lane right now is a disaster for the Dire side. Just getting nothing out of it. A lot of chip damage onto that tier 1 as well. Now they're just going to rotate back and Shrine. The Radiant want to smoke up straight away. It looks like they don't have any coming through, but if they can just further the aggression, nothing to say. So much damage early. I mean, we spoke about the sniper into the OD matchup. It looks like they're going to try and find Bok here. Faded does have the Omni Slash. Bok with the press the attack. Can't TP out thanks to the lockdown. They'll be able to bring him down. Faded claims the kill. Probably didn't need any help, but just in case of the rotations. And now they might be able to put pressure on the tower as well with the Siege Wave. I mean, Dire were the ones to TP mid. Sand King doesn't have his own. Neither does the Witch Doctor. And I love this movement if they do this. They don't have Glyph to protect it. It doesn't even matter though. Fade is going to push this out. And they're sitting on the back line in case there are any rotations in the meantime though. Velo, even though he had a really rough matchup, I mean, with the pressure happening mid, at least gave him some time. He's level 5 now. Has a little bit of CS. Will be working on the drums. In the meantime, here comes the pressure. Bok will come straight back down bot, but there's not really a lot he can do. He's going to try and deal with the creep wave, but here comes the second as well, so the siege creep is going to stay live, so they'll get the tower, but in the meantime, Velo is going to get brought down up top. And Dire, they're going to go for their own push here. Can they actually do this? Because Doom's going to rotate through. We'll TP up the Grimstroke, and they do have to be careful, but Wraith King has the level 6 with the reincarnation here. He's got a skill point ready and waiting. Just going to chuck up the Hadouken and the Stroke of Fate just to try and deal with the creep wave. And it will actually halt this in the meantime as well. Look at mid. Sniper completely neglected. Dire just haven't dealt with him. And Wraith King went for a Midas. So this, I mean, we saw last game Radiant, I believe it was Faded who was on, yeah, sorry, Faded was. He went for the armlet, and that allowed him just to team fight early on and join these engagements. But now the Wraith King going for a Midas, yes, it's going to help you scale a lot easier and also give you levels. But the big issue is, I mean, Radiant, they're putting on a lot of pressure early. So I'm a little worried about this Midas on the Wraith King. I don't know if he's going to get items fast enough. It'll probably mean he can't go back for the Radiance, I think. You see, they are giving some experience to Boomy. So I'm going to try and get as much as he can. Nothing to say, just popping out the shrapnel though. What did he level this? So he went 4 points in the shrapnel. Winter is going to get the dust off. A nice bar of strike, but I don't think it's going to matter here. He has to deal with the Phantom's Embrace, and that just means he's sitting on top of the shrapnel. So nothing to say. Gets a kill thanks to the Assassinate. It's going to put some pressure back onto the tier 1 tower. Scouts out the dive movement as well, thanks to the Observe Ward. Will get taken away, however. So I wouldn't be surprised now, maybe if Radiant want to smoke around, you know, potentially like this or on the other side as well, and put a ward behind the tower just to further give them vision on the tier 1 and, you know, constantly have these engagements, because Sniper is playing extremely aggressive, and that's not something you really see, because Sniper's got no, you know, survivability, no item to help him out. Sorry, I should say no ability to help him out early. They're just constantly forcing OD to fall back mid. He's also going for his own Midas. Now, looks like Radiant going to try and group up top here with the bounty runes coming through. Doom not level 6 yet. They'll probably give him the tome. They scouted the movement though, thanks to the ward on the high ground. In the meantime, down bot Faded under some pressure here. They'll get the jewel, but I don't think they have the damage. Now Boom is going to be careful as well. Omnislash is up if he wants to go for it here. He's in the sandstorm, has the healing ward, but he's got the movement speed, and Faded's going to be fine. Jewel down, they don't get anything out of it. I mean, it's got a pretty short cooldown. Did it get them the bounty? Yeah, it looks like it did. So once again, a 2 for 2 in the bounties. With all the pressure, I mean, Sniper's been putting on the mid lane. It's just constantly forcing Dire to have to deal with this. And now, we spoke about how Velo is getting a lot of farm across the map here. Is that drums completed? It doesn't look like it is. So he went for the brace, so he's going to be going into the Boots of Travel. Still just putting pressure on the tier 1, and they should be able to get this thanks to the siege creep. Shrapnel's pushing them back. Max extremely low as well. He's got to be careful. An assassinate up Boomy, but wouldn't be enough damage. What is it? Only 320 level 1. Of course, that is magical as well, so he would have had, what is it, 26 magic resistance, but that's a big tower considering Dire going for these Midases. They really want to just, you know, be the ones farming up in the jungle and trying to, you know, not take as many engagements. But now with the tier 1 falling, it's going to allow Radiant to do exactly what they're doing, rotate into the top half of the map here. Does give space for the Wraith King down bot, so he will be going back for the Radiance after the Midas now complete. He's going to push out this tower here. Oh, really fine. Winter. He's going to get brought down. Was that first kill for the OD? And it is. But in the meantime, I mean, just look at the net worth disparison, man. Sniper on top. Jug is third as well. He's going for the Manta into the Diffuser Blade. So it's a really good way to deal with the Wraith King, just trying to burn as much mana as possible. Boomy in the area. Looks like he will be fine so far. Natsumi on the back line as well, just in case. Right now, both teams, after hitting their towers, probably just going to wait. A lot of the pushes coming through is around the siege creep. Wave, that 5-10 minute mark, or the 5-minute intervals. They're just going to continue farming up here. Dire really want to try and control their jungle, and you see this is a really good observer ward to do just that, because it's really easy for Radiant to rotate through like that all around on the stairs as well. So the observer ward's going to scout out any movements. Also great. It's really hard to de-ward because you can place one, and if you put one as sentry, I guess right here. Double blink. That's definitely how they win this game, I believe. Let's see how Radiant want to play this. I mean, we spoke about how usually the Radiant team are the ones controlling the Dire safe lane jungle area, and then the side on Dire are the ones controlling the Radiant safe lane jungle. So that's how you see Boomy just down bot, and Radiant trying to infiltrate through this top side. This is going to allow them to take Roshan extremely easy just with the map control that they do have. And they have enough sustain to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and take a fight. Velo down bot. Doesn't even need the lasso for the kill onto the Sand King. He's got boots of travel as well, so if he wants to join the team up top, we'll just continue pushing this in. In the meantime, though, how is OD going? Now it does have the Midas complete. It's going to fall back on the 4-star, it looks like. But even then, they don't really have a strong hero to defend the creep wave. Bot can try his best. They're going to get the Doom out here before the drums is popped. The Assassin is, well, they blew everything on the Legion. They're going to be able to bring him down, but that's Doom, Omnislash. I mean, Assassinate's got a really low cooldown, so I guess it doesn't matter a whole lot here. They'll chuck up the cars. With Doctor has the ultimate. They're going to try and bring down Polyson, and they will be able to. Grimstroke ultimate gets shocked out here, so it's going to hold any aggression. So it's a 1-for-1. But I mean, that's a position 4 for a position 3. And in the meantime, Velo getting all the waves pushed in. They force a lot of movements up top as well in the meantime. And nothing to say. I mean, he is about to have this Maelstrom now completed, so I'm kind of surprised we're seeing 3 Midases. I mean, this is, it's not really that Midas meta that we used to see when the bounty gold you were getting was, that plus 200. Now it's down to 160. Winter's got to be careful if they can get the Jewel up, but Velo's in the area. Jewel's going to come through. Witch Doctor on the backline, but they get the lasso. It's going to stop the damage here. Radiant are there. Any rotations, however. Looks like Boom is going to try and close the distance. Cast is going to cool down, but Winter doesn't have a TP. He's going to try and escape up to the north here, but he runs straight into Mac. The Astral will hold him in. It's just going to allow the OD to get that kill. Stays in experience range as well. So at least they don't get the dual victory. Velo able to keep his support alive for a little while longer thanks to the lasso, but in the meantime, Dire potentially going to try and find him out down bot. He's actually going for the blink instead of the drum. Scouts out Boomy thanks to the Firefly. We'll be fine. I mean, there's not a lot of catch right now without the blink. They just can't close the distance. Boomy doesn't have high levels in the Burrow Strike as well, but it's both teams content with farming. 13 kills at that 15-minute mark, but Radiant, they do have, of course, the net worth lead early. They continue trying to extend this, and you see Jug, they haven't really done anything to deal with him right now. And once he has this Manta, it's going to make it a lot easier for him to take these fights. I think we have seen, actually, Velo's going to be careful here, Cos. Going to connect. They will be able to close the distance if they want, but Polyson on the back line. They scout him out thanks to the Observer, and it looks like Velo just half baiting here with the raindrop. He's pretty tanky. I mean, stick, raindrop with the bracer as well. Oh, double smoke. Double the efficiency. Don't worry, chat. Double smoke means they're gonna definitely get something out of this. They don't have that great Roshan taking potential like they did last game. This is also now Blink Dagger picked up on the Sand King, so they're going to a big timing for Dire. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for their own smoke and go for this cross-play movement, but instead they'll find Wraith King here. He's got Reincarnate. It'll be enough time for the TP rotations to come through, but they're going to put him on the high ground here, so when he comes back up, there's nothing he can do. They're going to try and pop the Reincarnate here, and they will be able to. Dire in the area, however. Gonna keep the shrapnel just for the vision. Velo as well scanning up, but they gotta be careful here. They bring him down, and now with the Omni Slash as well, it's gonna be completely neglected thanks to the Astral. So all the damage on the Wraith King is gonna be fine, but once he comes back out, Radiant gonna turn their attention to him. Can they keep him alive? However, Assassin's gonna follow up here. They get the Doom as well on the Legion. They're gonna be careful how far they overstep the mark here. Boomy with the ultimate, he's got the blink reveal. He's gonna try and turn his attention to the Doom, but it's not the target you want with how tanky he is. They're gonna try and TP out, and it looks like Radiant will be able to. A few ultimates used. I mean, Epicenter, Death Ward down. They popped the Reincarnate as well. I don't know how he got on the... Oh, OD's got 4 stuff. Okay. I was going to say, how did he make it down there? But... there you go. I mean, Radiant... they just find 1 kill. They do use a lot of ultimates themselves for it. But, I mean, getting this Wraith King just slowing down that Radiant's timing. He also had Midas on cooldown as well, so this is just going to further allow, you know, the cores on the Radiant side to keep scaling. Nothing to say is closing in on the 4 stuff as well. We spoke about how Dire have a lot of ways to actually jump the sniper here, so it's I really like this straight, you know, Midas into Hurricane Pike. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a blink just for the better mobility, considering, I mean, there's potential 4 blink daggers coming through from Dire. Paulson has the invis. Gonna try and find the Wraith King here. We'll be able to. I don't think they can catch him. Infernal Blade will be there. Is there any follow-up? However, Winter trying to get in range. Looks like they're just gonna poke and prod. They will continue the push up top, but in the meantime, bot's getting pushed in. So is mid as well, but they're gonna try and rotate back to the lane. Velo has enough gold for the blink. Can they actually catch a Legion here? This is gonna be hard for them. Especially with the Wraith King on the backline. But you see how Radiant are playing this, just forcing them constantly across the map. They've got really deep vision as well. They're just trying their best to control, you know, the Dire side. Recognizing with the Midas is getting picked up from Dire, they're not going to be able to, you know, take a lot of these early fights. Great D-Ward, however. They put their own there. But like I said, I mean, what, 2 Midases on Dire, so it makes it really hard. I mean, that's just, you know, 2,050 gold down the drain, which doesn't help you in the early aggressions. And Radiant, they're using this to their advantage. 2 Blink Daggers now picked up. They're going to try and force this tier 2. Both coming out in the choreo. This heads-up play, I mean, on the side shot. This is big for them. Doom's going to be up in pretty much, well, it's up now. They've got all the ultimates. They're going to try and take the fight here. Just sitting ready on the high ground here. Radiance is now picked up on the Wraith King. They're going to scout this out. So they do have to be careful here. It looks like they're going to try and disengage. Velo still has the boots of travel, so they'll be able to scout out the blink now. I guess Radiant potentially just not wanting to take a fight right under the tier 2 tower with Radiance. I mean, that's fair enough. They're just going to continue farming here. Looks like Dire are going to be able to get both the bounty runes down. But in the meantime, Radiant are the ones up top. I'm trying to look at if anyone can go for like a medallion, but I don't really see anything like that being picked up. I mean, Grimstroke's never going to be able to. A lot of the time, Doom's go exactly what he's doing. You know, like blink into Crimson or, you know, Pipe, etc. Just a lot of team fight. Velo mid. Fire Strike with the cask. Wraith Fire Blast as well. Polison with the stun. How it's going to hold up here, but it doesn't matter. Velo's going to get brought down. They get the Soulbind as well. There's the double Doom, but it's on the Wraith King. We spoke about the counter to the Doom. It's going to come back out with the Reincarnate. Sand King getting brought low thanks to the Assassinate. Will the heals be enough? Nemo on the high gun as well. Mac drops the ultimate. 2 dead from Radiant. Will it be enough? However, they're still going to try and take this fight here. Faded has the ultimate. Looks like they'll push them back here. So no one dies on Dire. And even though you get the Soulbind with the double Doom, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're going to smoke up as well. They recognize that's a lot of ultimates down for the Radiant. And they still, of course, want to take this fight. I mean, they've got the Blink on the Legion and the Sand King, so they're going to be able to close the distance. I understand why they chucked up the Doom. You've just got to make sure you don't Soulbind up the Wraith. I don't know. You've got to Doom the OT. That's a lot of their damage, and that's the issue. Soulbind is a great way to kite the Wraith King, but it's just you really hate him being the one getting doomed. We spoke about that. Doesn't matter. I mean, he's level 14, so Reincarnate doesn't have the greatest cooldown anymore, like 200 seconds compared to 120. And, you know, once he can hit that level 18 as well, now it's going to be a 40 second cooldown.
Radiant structures
So even then, I mean, just this Doom's gonna completely get neglected versus the Wraith King. And they're going for another blink as well. Boomy will be able to get caught out here. Mac, nice save, however, with the Astral is going to be enough, however. Fade is going to try and close the distance. Poison with the stun, however, they will still bring him down. So the Astral doesn't keep him alive. That's such a weird animation, the mechanic, you know, with the lasso and still being able to drag him through the Astral. There you go. And this is something we see often. Dooms, once they pick up the blink, they go for the War Stomp. Just with the playmaking that a Doom can output, they might be able to find the Witch Doctor as well. It's got to be careful here. They just had vision for a little while. Looks like with that ending, Velo, try and scout them out as well. Soulbind onto the Wraith Kingdom. Try and get in the pit here, but they won't be able to. Aegis on nothing to say. Can they find Faded? Extremely low. We'll have the healing water up shortly. They'll turn their attention to Polyson. Stun will be there. They get the Jewel as well, but this Doom is extremely tanky, but it looks like it's not going to be tanky enough. They bring him down. That's a dual victory for Dire. They're going to try and look to take a fight here. Doom does not have buyback. Wraith King with Reincarnate as well, running up the high gun here, but look at the pushback. He's taking a lot of damage as well. He actually might tick out, but the pressy attack is going to be enough heal coming through. So Wraith King's going to be fine. Velo doesn't have lasso just yet. Pressy attack is on cooldown as well for a little while longer. It's going to try and turn his attention here to the Dire side. Fade is going to rotate through as well with the blade through. Pressy attack's going to heal up Natsumi here, but will it be enough? They bring him down. That's going to be Reincarnate. Meanwhile, on the backline, Legion's going to fall. Max in the middle of this. He's got the ultimate. He's going to drop the hammer. They bring down two. The bow strike as well. Juggernaut's going to out it plays here, but the OD, they still have the Aegis, and there's the Doom. Without the Reincarnate, they're just controlling up the Wraith King. Boomy as well is going to try and find the sniper, but it doesn't matter. He's got the Aegis. It's 4 dead on Dire. They might be able to find the Witch Doctor as well, but it doesn't look like they can. And even then, I mean, chucking out the Doom at the very last second, even though, I mean, the big thing is, Wraith King's a counter to the Doom as long as you have that ultimate coming through. And now we just see the power of the sniper. I mean, if you don't deal with him, he's level 16, all his abilities are about to get maxed out. And he hits really hard, man. If you don't deal with this sniper, then he's going to make you, he will punish you. And now they're just going to walk up the high ground here. Dire don't want to buy back. So they're going to try and defend this. But I mean, that's a lot of damage onto the tier 3 tower. Bok does have the ultimate here. They're going to stop the Blink Dagger coming through. Do they want to take this? They're going to be careful here. Press the attack will be there. And the Grimstroke ultimate is going to expire. How many blinks? Oh, Matt. Astral's there. They might just turn it on him now. It doesn't matter. Because Radiant are respawning. I mean, nothing to say. He's going to be fine. Velo's back up. They got a DD as well. They're going to smoke up straight away. Bot's pushed in. They're going to try and take a fight here. Doom is not up just yet. I mean, it's still going to be a while, but nothing to say with the DD. And this is now, this could just... I mean, this is big for them. Right before the bounty runes, they're going to walk up the high ground here. They scout out Bok. They'll get the lasso there as well. So how do you keep him alive? It's going to get brought down instantly. Now, Polyson on the side as well. They find the Sand King. Burrow Strike, keep him alive a little while longer. Meanwhile, Diffuser Blade as well on the Witch Doctor. So they chase him down. It's going to be 3 dead on Dire. And now they're going to try and get the bounty runes up top as well. Polyson straight away teeping to that top side. I'm kind of surprised the Batrider, I guess... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't because he's got the boots to travel, but in the meantime, a 1,500 gold swing for the Radiant side, probably higher as well with the bounty runes coming through, and they're not done just yet. Mac is pushing in top. They're going to be able to bring him down here. Showing the creep wave. Velo doesn't have the ultimate, but just needs to stop the blink. Think the wall, something Infernal Blade as well. Mac's going to end up falling here. There's nothing he can do. He'll go for the Force Staff to try and create some distance, but he eventually gets chased down. And now all of a sudden, I mean, this game is looking grimmer and grimmer for the Dire side. Even though, I mean, how many blinks do they have? It's got to be 4, right? Sand King's got 1. Yeah, everyone's got a blink but the Witch Doctor. And they still just can't deal with the sniper. This, you know, first item Hurricane Pike for the mobility is making it so hard for him to get caught here. Has he got a Calling Blade to cut that healing water? What the hell? They gotta do something about that. That's alright. Interesting choice. Doom does have a medallion. Interesting. They're gonna walk up the high ground here, Winter. Potentially will run into the Witch Doctor here, but he's gonna be fine with that ward. Does scout them out. In the meantime, all the lanes are getting pushed in, so it looks like Radiant are now finally thinking about just closing The distance is going to start suffocating Dire inside the base. They'll wonder if they wait for the... actually, blink on the high gun. They'll find the Grimstroke here. Wayfire Blast. They burst him down. So Grimstroke gets melted here. Not a whole lot they can do. Just with the ward on the high gun. Should reveal there's a ward in the area. Dire try and get something out of it as well, but they won't be able to. Okay, so at least, I mean, they get a kill slowly. I mean, this is the big thing. When you're this far behind, all you need is just these, you know, really small pickoffs. But in the meantime, Mac, with the Astral down, Faded's just probably going to ulti him out here. And it doesn't matter. They got the Diffusal Blade slow, but it's going to bounce on the creeps here. So Mac, he'll be fine. Unlucky for the Jug. We'll be able to disengage now. That's Omni Slash down, but I think Faded's going to walk back and continue jungling. I mean, they'll slowly still... you know, force Adroit to just, you know, be suffocated inside the base. There's not a lot they can do. Winter. They're scouting him out here. Natsumi with the TP. They're going to follow up as well. They get the blink forward. Grim's just going to get brought down once again. Another duel victory. And this is what you're talking about. And even though there's kills on the supports, you know, every pickoff matters, especially when it's a dual victory as well. It's just going to further, you know, this scaling potential for Bok. Yes, he doesn't have kills in general, like with his KDA, but this is a good way for Dire to just slow this game down. And that's twice now, back-to-back deaths for Winter. This does, give a lot of space for the raiding cores, not having to worry about that dual initiation. And I like how they're playing this. I mean, Jug is, you know, farming up the hard side of the map, knowing he can just Blade Fury TP out, because the only way to cancel that is the duel. Of course, that is back up now. And you see Sniper's taking a lot of the safe farm, considering. He will be going for a BKB next, so it's going to stop a lot of the damage from the Dire side, mainly from OD and the stuns as well, so he doesn't get controlled. But Dire actually going to play aggressive across the map here. And I've got to imagine BKBs will be the next item. And you see Natsumi going for his next. Max actually going for a Hex. I guess just further lockdown. I'm kind of surprised though. I mean, Shivas would be great this game considering the amount of physical damage that the Sniper and the Jug are outputting. Boomy's going to get caught here. They get the lasso. Nice press the attack from Bok. We spoke about this through the draft. You're going to be able to purge that lasso off. And now Radiant. They want to try and... gotta be careful there, Witch Doctor. Don't want to overstep the mark here. They got Jewel back up. Do they want to try and find something out of this? Probably going to smoke down bot with the lane getting pushed out. If they're going to smoke anyway, you want to go to where your vision is, and that's, you know, around this area. So there's not... oh, that was a really weird circle. Actually, unless they catch nothing to say here, they see their shrapnel mid. They're going to go this cross map. Be able to get the boundary in. Polison will get Scout out as well. He's got the ultimate, but it's going to be nothing here. It's another duel victory coming through. So Dire, I mean, they're doing a really good job. You see the net worth is not... it's kind of just stagnated right now. It's not going up for Radiant. It's not going down for them as well. The big thing is they're getting these pickoffs. And enough is going to be enough. Radiant are going to try and, you know... at least try and survive for as long as they can until Roshan. And once Roshan is up, then that's when they'll force, you know, the Dire side to take this massive team fight. Because right now, seeing as Dire have, you know, 4 Blink Daggers, they're going to be able to just constantly fight. They are the ones, I can't speak. They're the ones to try and, you know, get these pickoffs. Meanwhile, on Radiant, it's really just a Batrider who can initiate any pickoff potential. Actually, mid lane, Bello with the lasso. Legion Commander isn't in the area. Where's the follow from Radiant, however? Boomy's going to be fine. So without any heroes in the area. That is, I mean, lasso now down. Right before Jules about to be up as well. What is it? It's a 50-second cooldown. Hex now picked up on the OD. We're about to have a Blade Mail as well for the Legion Commander. They have been using a lot of smoke, so that's the issue. They're constantly trying to find pickups with these smokes. So, you know, once they have this next big, you know, team fight around Roshan, then they're not going to have a smoke for this. But Wraith King going to try and push out mid here. They scout at Velo. BKB is going to get popped, so the bow strike won't connect. Now Fade is going to try and close the distance. They'll get the blink forward. Velo knows he's super strong right now with the BKB. Instead, they'll turn their attention to the Wraith King. Low on mana, but he will have the one charges. Actually, they bring him down. Oh no, he doesn't get the ultimate off, and now the Doom as well on the commander. Omni Slash as well will bring down the Witch Doctor. Assassinate's not going to be enough, but it'll allow them to close the distance. It's 3 dead on Dire. Boomer, can he escape here? Looks like he will be fine. Wow. That Diffusal Blade and the last crit coming through from the Jug. I thought he would have had just enough mana. 159. He needed one more mana. Are you serious? Oh no. And they just want to walk up the high ground now. Dire, 2 heroes don't have buyback. They're going to try for this though. I mean, you got the epicenter and the ultimate's going to buyback coming through. They get the Hex as well on the sniper. Can they bring him down in time? Soulbine's going to be there. They get the lasso. One however pullback on the OD. They bring him down. And now Boomy's going to be careful as well. They bring 2. Legion Commander will buy back, but it's all for naught. And now with the Pressy attack, it's another buyback coming through. Infernal Blade's going to hold him up here. So they lose the sniper. But even then, I mean, 2 buybacks. OD's down. They lose the tier 3 tower, so shrines are now available. And this is big. Them being able to take out the top shrine right before Roshan. It's just a lot of map control for them. And you see the pings come through. They're going to go straight back for it now. This is, I mean, it's going to mean that Dire now have to TP, you know, outside the tier 3 tower to try and get in range for this. And with the Solar Crest, I mean, they're going to be able to take this extremely fast. OD will not be up for the next 30 seconds, so it looks like this is going to be free for the Radiant side. They actually back out. Wow. What's Fader going for next? Lincoln's. I'm kind of I guess it's to help deal with the... I mean, there's a lot of single target stuns from the Dire side. I'd love to see him go for a butterfly next. The evasion is one of the best ways to deal with the OD because he gets a lot of his damage coming through from the Arcane Orb. Just being able to, you know, help with the difference on the intel. So a great way to deal with the OD is either disarming him so he can't right click or having, you know, high evasion. So I imagine that's probably something Fader goes for after. But the Lincoln's is great. I mean, there's a Hex picked up on the OD. A lot of the single target abilities, like we spoke about, they're going to be able to take Roche extremely fast. Probably give it to Nothing to say once again. Dire are all up though, but they're not going to get there in time. Spirit Vessel onto the Wraith King just so he can't blink forward. He's actually going for an Ags. Wow. You don't see this often on Wraith Kings. This is going to be interesting to see. I mean, I have not seen Wraith King Ags in a long time. They're just going to try and set up the high ground here, but what's Nothing to say got? We'll be going for the Dados next, so just going to help out with his damage output. I imagine they wait till Faded gets the Lincolns, because that's a big timing for them. They can just allow him to walk up high ground, and they're going to try and take a fight down bot, however. Dire gonna get scouted out with the stun. Connects them to 2. They get the Astro as well with the Jewel. Can they bring down the Juggernaut in time? Out before he gets a cheese? He's gonna fall. Does not have buyback. Radiant gonna try and take this fight, however, Doom's gonna get chucked out on the OD. Soulbind on the backline as well. Wraithing just getting completely collided here thanks to the sniper. They got the headshot procs. OD's gonna buy back for this as well. Legion falling extremely low here, and Natsumi with the BKB is gonna turn his attention to the sniper. Will the crits be enough? However, BKB is about to aspire. They get the sun as well, and he comes back with the Hex. They're gonna be able to bring down him once. He does have Aegis Epicenter getting popped as well. He Hex on the high ground. Max got the ultimate. They're gonna be careful. He dropped a hammer. Sniper's gonna die once again. Now they turn their attention to Winter. We'll be able to disengage here. They get the blink away, but Natsumi, he's going to be able to chase. And Dire take a really good team fight. I mean, they buy back on the OD, however. A great way to start. They burst down the Jug before he gets that cheese off. Regardless, though, I mean, it's not much of a gold swing. It's a 2 for 4. Sniper did lose Aegis. But OD and the Witch Doctor buying back. And now there's a win condition for Radiant. I mean, there was one beforehand. But if you can kill the OD, then him not having buyback is massive for them. All they need is just, you know, one blink from the Doom. And that was interesting as well. I mean, Mac got doomed for the start of that fight. So I'm kind of surprised at how well Dire were able to take that. A lot of the time, OD has no impact. I mean, Doom is just a great way to completely neglect someone in a team fight. Just, you know, with the power of, you know, silencing them out, and then that means they're kind of forced to backline. But also then, just OD's got no damage out. Ooh. Mid lane, they will get the Hex out on the Bat Rider here. They should be able to bring him down. I don't know if Fellow can survive. Never mind, BKB is going to get popped, and they'll turn their attention now. Polysum with the blink forward. They get the wall stomp, but he's going to be careful. Swordbind's about to expire. Now, do they want to close the distance here? Moves extremely fast on the Doom, so he'll be fine. Just constantly chucking out the Spirit Vessels, but I mean, Legion will have to press the attack to purge it off now. Radiant are playing around without their ultimates. They've got to be careful. Cheese is now on the sniper as well afterwards, but can they find him down bot? Just trying to disengage here, but I mean, Dire are well aware of this. Pops a BKB, doesn't have TPs more. They're going to get the duel. Here come the rotation for Radiant, but I don't think they'll get there in time here. The headshot procs is stopping the Legion. Physical damage, but they break him down. TP is going to get cancelled. That's still Sniper now down. He does have buyback. You saw Legion just couldn't get that right click and just needed the right clicks coming through, but the headshot constantly pushing him back. Regardless now, Bok is 108 plus damage thanks to the duel, and they're probably going to force a buyback here. Lincoln's now picked up the jug and will be going for the butterfly.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I was going to say, do they catch anyone? But just pushing up Creep Loop here. Really like this Observe Ward. It's kind of hard to de-ward. I don't know if you place a sentry on the high ground, if it does find this one, but Ag's now picked up. It's going to be coming out on the courier for the Wraith King. And it's going to be really big for them. I mean, just being able to constantly... If they jump the sniper and then they die, they're still going to be able to close the... I mean, they'll still be able to output the damage. I haven't seen Wraith King Ags in that long of a time that I kind of forgot what it did. I don't remember if they can use their abilities or not, but Max also going for Lincoln's just to help out with the Doom and the Lasso. That's pretty much all he's got to be worried about, but Dire... I mean, still have to be careful, OD, with that buyback around the bot bounty rune area. So if he does fall, this is really worrisome for him. And Radiant going to try and smoke up, just sit behind the sniper here. He's going to go for his own Lincolns just to help, like we spoke about, great with the jug. Further survivability for this sniper. They're going to try and find someone, but I like how Dire are playing this just on the high ground. They have any vision they can get out, however. Radiant going to scout them. Lotus Orb picked up as well for the Sand King. E-Blade. Wow. That's a great way to stop the dual damage. I love this pickup. I mean... Wow. Okay. So it's going to stop the damage through the duel, pretty much. Because they don't really have any burst. Of course, it will help the Sender's Eclipse, but you're just hoping that the duels to start the fight, and that means OD is not going to have a lot of Arcane Orb stacks, so the indifference isn't going to be, you know, that superior. And I still feel like Radiant, I mean, they're really far in the net worth lead. Right now, they've got to be content with the position they're in. I mean, I believe everyone has buyback. Majority of them, I mean, I guess Jug doesn't. But it's not that big, like, you don't have the death timer coming through like the Legion and the OD will have. Actually, maybe Legion's died afterwards, regardless, though. Kind of surprised how both teams... it looks like Radiant going to... Well, they smoked up here trying to find a potential pick-off, but I think both teams are going to, you know, keep playing pretty passive. Just wait until that third Roshan, because that is going to be Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard. And that's going to be big for both of them, you know, potential double Doom, you know, double OD ultimate. Have they dealt with the shrines as well? Okay, so they still got the bot shrine here. They will be able to de-ward that as well. Yep, okay, that is in range, but Radiant, so we're just sitting around their vision right now at the top side. They're probably just going to try and control mid and top, and that's the power of this ward. I mean, it helps out. Ooh, Lasso. They're going to be able to find the Wraith King here. Does have the ultimate. End up dying once, but they chuck up the shrapnels just in case there's a rotation on the backline here. They get the Omnislash as well. Look how much damage it is. Wraith King's gonna fall once again. And now they turn their attention to the Legion Commander. Epicenter's gonna come through, but will it be enough? However, faded with the Lincolns. And meanwhile on the backline, Witch Doctor trying to output as much damage as they can. They drop the Sentinel's clips, but it's not gonna be enough. Jug will fall. Boom is gonna chase back into the base as well. They got the Assassinate. It's gonna bounce off once. Boom is gonna be fine, however. 2 dead on Die. They don't have buyback. And now Radiant, they're going to walk up the high ground here. Look how much damage the Jug output in that team fight. There's nothing they can do. And now they got to be careful as well because Mac, he doesn't have his own buyback. Is that all? Does even Sand King? Sand King's about to get his. So that's it. They're just going to be able to take this melee Rax mid. They'll go top as well. They're going to try and go for 2 for 2 right now. And they should be able to because nothing to say. He hits extremely hard thanks to the Solar Crest. Poison will get the dust out, so it makes it really hard for Boomy to play, but we'll get the Lotus Orb to purge it. And I love how the sniper played that last team fight, just chalking up the shrapnels, you know, trying to stop any blinks and, you know, on the backline as well in case there was a wraparound. They are about to respawn, however. So is the Jug, so they got to be careful. Fire Strike onto one, they get the lasso as well. BKB is going to get popped, so the OD completely neglected. If they can bring him down, but he will get the Astral, however. Wall Stomp is available. They're going to try and turn their attention to this tanking, but they're going to be careful how far they dive here, because the Legion Commander is back up. Radiant going to try and disengage. Winter with the TP. They're going to try and find the sniper. They catch him. This is big for them. They get the dual kill. So nothing to say is going to drop here. Dead for 94. Does have buyback. Another dual victory. Box up to 134. Unfortunately, Aegis is not up. And Radiant just little, I mean, overstayed the welcome there. Velo getting that lasso. They could have potentially got the kill. But regardless, it just wasn't enough. There were some quick reactions though for the sniper with that, you know, blink forward from the OD. But regardless, a DD picked up.
Just try me.
They're going to probably try and get the waves pushed in. I imagine Velo will wrap to the top side. But as of right now, I mean, this is now OD. He's about to have his his buyback coming up very shortly. And Dire is slowly pulling this back. I mean, even though they don't have the net worth lead, they're still doing a great job at trying to hold this. The big issue is, look at the Legion Commander's farm. I mean, he's 1, 7, and 8. Hasn't been getting any of these kills. I mean, he's getting the dual victories, but not the kills. You see, he's just unable to transition that into any items. I think the big thing is that he's got to duel the sniper. They have to catch the sniper. That is a lot of the damage from the Radiant side. You can stop the Astral damage as well a little bit thanks to the Astral. But Sniper is someone they have to deal with. I mean, them having 4 blinks, they should be able to catch him on the backline here. So that's all for Dire. If they can catch him. And meanwhile for Radiant though, who do they need to get? I really think they need to find the OD. That's a lot of their damage. If they can get the Doom off. It's hard because he does have the Lincolns now. Sniper just picked up his own Lincolns as well. But looks like Radiant going to try and smoke up before Roshan. Will be up in a minute. Waves are looking pretty good for Radiant. Just bot's the only big issue. And Die just constantly sitting around each other. And E25's picked up right now. OD went for the Arcane. Plus 60 seconds with the Arcane Orb. Nothing to say, is well closing in on the talent. Probably goes for the plus 125 attack range. Just so he can further stay on the backline here. I imagine that'd be the case. And Die, they're going to go for their own smoke as well. Probably wrap all the way around. I mean, you see the line drawn. Natsumi's going to potentially bait out at the mid lane. But he's got to be careful if they can pull him on the high ground. Because Die aren't in the area. I mean, they're not close enough, and they're going to go for it here, potentially. Lasso will be there with the force up as well. Block with the blink 4. They get the press attack. Meanwhile, in the river, nice BKB for nothing to say. He's going to turn his temper. They got the death board. It's so much physical damage. They're going to try and find the Witch Doctor. They will be able to stop that thanks to the stun coming through. Witch Doctor somehow still alive. They get the Astral, nothing to say with the TP actually onto the shrine here. They'll turn their attention to the OD. There's nothing he can do. He's already used all his survivability. He's going to get brought down and are raiding. They're going to try and find something else as well. Velo, can he close the distance here? They'll find the Wraith King. Reincarnate's going to be up very shortly here. Buyback coming through. Epicenter as well, but all the damage completely neglected. They got the Blade Fury. And now Raiding going to try and disengage. That's really big for them. Doom might get brought down, but they get the buyback on the OD. Once again, they have the win condition. Actually, there's no way Polisson survives here. Radiant is still here. Fade is going to try and close the distance to get the jewel. Healing ward's not there. Can they keep it alive? Oh, nothing to say. He's inside the PD. Look at the damage. They're not dealing with the sniper. Reincarnate's going to get popped here, but they will lose the Legion Commander. They'll turn their attention to the Sand King. That's a dieback for him. And nothing to say. He's going to be able to find the Wraith King. He's got the axe, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be 3 dead on die. Two of them don't have buyback. And now do they just want to try and end this? Do they even need the Aegis? They find Mac, blink forward from Velo. Look, the flame break back, nice, blink away. But even then, Velo moves extremely fast here. They've got the life, so they're going to try and close the distance. They drag him straight back. Wish Shock is down. There's going to be a buyback coming through, but that could just be game. It's 4 dead. They all don't have buyback. And Radiant, they're going to move on. They'll 2-0 this series. And there's nothing Dire can do. They'll turn their attention now to the tier 4s, and the G's are dropped. What a team fight for Radiant. I love the play from Sniper. You know, those fast BKB reactions straight away TPs to the Shrine. It's going to give him the high ground advantage, allow him to Shrine up as well, get back to full. But it's mainly just him resetting the fight and getting that positioning on the high ground. And you see, Dire, they use pretty much all their blinks at the start, and it's really hard, you know, it's hard to use blink multiple times in a team fight to, you know, catch a sniper in the back line. It's really just you initiate on top of him, but if you don't get that initial jump and burst, then there's so many ways that Radiant can burn that blink dagger. I mean, you've got the shrapnel, the maelstrom bouncing around, the urn charges as well. But in the end, power of MYSG, we spoke about how they played 11 games in 1 day for the Epicenter Major. But they're going to take this series cleanly with a 2-0. So Adroit, they're going to get knocked down to that lower bracket. And let's see, what are we looking at here? We'll take a look at the bracket already. I mean, we got, so looks like, yeah, Team Adroit are going to verse the loser of PMYSGAU or MYSG. I'm not sure how that's looking right now. I haven't seen the first game or the second. And then Power of MYSG, of course, they're going to be facing the winner of PMYSGAU or MYSG. So regardless, with that being said, really nice showing from Power. They are looking crazy strong right now. They looked really good through the Epicenter closed qualifiers, of course, and they're transitioning that into these minor qualifiers as well. With that being said, before we head away, thanks to DX Racer for supporting the event, of course, just helping out all the pro players. They're sitting extremely comfortably thanks to the guys over at DX Racer, so a massive shout out for them to help sponsoring this tournament. With that being said, we're going to take a break, guys. Next series will be right around the corner. We're just waiting to see who was able to win the other best of 3. It looks like MYSG, apologies, okay. So we're going to have Adroit and PMYSGAU in the lower bracket. That's going to be the series we will be casting. So we're going to be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everyone watching.